Welcome to another episode of Drunk Guys on Chick Flicks, the podcast that contains 0 carcinogens, but don't look it up.
Why would you?
Don't look it up.
I think fact checking is a really important part.
I'm your host, Matt, and with me, as always, is your co-host, Garrett.
Hi, I'm Garrett.
Garrett, what are we watching this evening?
This evening we're going to watch Never Been Kissed.
The 1999 movie starring Drew Barrymore, David Arquette, Michael Vartan, Molly Shannon, and John C. Reilly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Vartan, man.
Directed by Raja Gosnell, who's just directed some classics.
I have no idea who that is. Hit me up.
Let me run down his repertoire. He's got Home Alone 3, Big Mama's House, Scooby-Doo 1 and 2, Beverly Hills Chihuahua, and both Smurf movies. Smurfs. The Smurfs. They're green instead of blue. When
the knockoff Smurfs.
Exactly.
Good. That is some filmography.
Yeah, he didn't do a lot of good stuff.
I mean, here's the thing.
I mean, he still made
getting work.
Right.
You know,
he made a lot of motion pictures, and I've done nothing with my life, so I can't really.
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
Written by Abby Kahn and Mark Silvestri, who are apparently a writing team. They've written movies besides this, obviously, He's Just Not That Into You, Valentine's Day, The Vow, How to Be Single, and you mentioned another one before. I don't remember what it was.
I Feel Pretty.
That's the one. Garrett, why are we watching this movie tonight?
We're watching this movie tonight because I won the bet. Actually, we stalemated on the first bet from last week, and then I won the second bet.
That's true. So your pick was Never Been Kissed.
Yay!
Yeah. Do you want to talk about this at all?
I've seen it.
Have you? I've never seen it.
Not in a really long time. I think I saw it like around when it came out. So I was like 13, 12. I was 12 when I was 12 when this movie came out.
I'm not looking forward to this. And it's mostly because I find David Arquette just fucking exhausting.
I don't even think he's that big a part of the movie, to be honest.
He's his second build.
Yeah, but it's because like there aren't that many big names in the movie other than Drew Barrymore. Right?
Well, I mean, John C. Reilly and...
I would venture that David Arquette is bigger, like at this point at least.
At this point, for
John
sure.
C.
Well, I mean,
Reilly.
this is right around Scream, which was like his big thing. And
But what's he like? Michael Vartan?
Yeah.
He was like a thing at this point. Like he was on like Alias, and he was in like... he was in 1 Hour Photo with Robin Williams, that like creepy serial movie.
That's a fucking awesome movie.
He's like the dad.
Is he?
Yeah, he's the dad of the family that he's like creeping on. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
so it's got some names. It's got some names.
It's got some names.
I don't know. I went with this movie because we haven't done a Drew Barrymore yet, right?
That is true. We have not.
It came up, and
it came up.
It's on a bunch of lists comprising movies from the genre.
Sure.
And I found a beer that matched up with it, which brings us to the beer.
What are we drinking?
Okay, so we are drinking Imposter Pilsner.
And why are we drinking it?
Well, it's because she this movie. Well, I mean the thing about this movie is she goes undercover and she is like an imposter of a high school student. Like it's about a girl who was never kissed in high school. And she's a reporter now, and
she's got to go back to high school to write a report about high schoolers or something.
I don't know why she has to report on high school.
I think it's like for their magazine she works for or something.
I don't know. That's like remarkably close to Trainwreck.
21 Jump Street.
Yeah, I mean it's a mixture of Trainwreck and 21 Jump Street, right? Well, Trainwreck, she's got like write an article about like falling in love. I feel like that's a trope in a lot of these movies.
It's also
where it's like, it's for this.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Yeah, true. Oh my God. So that's such a thing. Like, the explanation for this ridiculous premise is she's got to write that article.
Yeah, she's got to get it out. Isn't it like also Hitch? Isn't Hitch one of those too?
Yes, she's.
Is Hitch a chick flick?
I mean, I love Hitch.
I actually really love Hitch, and
I think it's a rom-com.
Okay.
So we could lump it in.
Okay.
Lump it on in. Well, just lump it in. Just get it after. Come on. Eva Mendes is writing the article about him.
About him.
Because he's like he's elusive or something.
It's not about him. It's about the Duchess or whatever.
No.
No?
It's about him because like all these people keep getting hooked up by him and like no one knows who he is. And then she basically like tracks him down.
So we're watching Hitch tonight. No, I'm kidding.
Turns out. So yeah, we're drinking Imposter Pilsner. I don't love Pilsner. It's from Barrier Brewing, who I do love.
I super don't have the thrills for the pills.
Ooh, thrills for the pills. Wait, opposite of thrills for the pills?
I have,
no thrills for the pills.
No thrills for the pills.
Ooh, kills for the pills. Ooh,
the pills kills.
Ooh, so it's Barrier Brewing though, which gives me hope. Like I don't really love Pilsners, but like Barrier Brewing's pretty good. They got that Money IPA and some other weird stuff that's always kind of really stuff. Good. Yeah.
They do a lot of great collabs. I like a good collab.
Yeah, no, I'm into it. So hopefully that's good.
Sure.
Pretty low ABV though, so we will not.
What are we gonna do?
Drunk later.
Daddy's got some other stuff. Don't worry. In this case, I
don't have anything else.
No, in this case, I'm Daddy.
Oh, your dad's gonna bring us?
No, not my dad. I'm referring to myself in the third person.
Don't talk about my dad. Don't talk about my dad.
I was talking about me.
I hate when you do this, and this is what you get.
This is what you get.
Okay. Any trivia on this movie?
Apparently Lily Sobieski was offered the role of Kristen, and that didn't work out for her. So cool. You
really did. You said her name before, and you seem to have no idea who the fuck Lily Sobieski was.
Nope. 0%.
I think it's Lily. By the way,
I said Lily.
Well,
you said Lily just now.
Lily.
Nope.
Lily Sobieski.
Lily Sobieski.
Do you have access to her IMDb? She was in some like horror movie called like Glass Houses or something, I think. Or like
looking her up.
She's in stuff. She was like hot. She was like a hot commodity for like a second. Like she was very popular for like a second.
She was in 88 Minutes.
I don't remember that though. I didn't see that. Oh, she is in Never Been Kissed. I wonder who she plays in this. Okay.
Aldous.
I don't know.
No one can know. No way to know.
Is there anything of note on her IMDb?
I'm looking. No, not really. Oh God, this poor girl.
Well, moving on. Anything else trivia-wise?
It's James Franco's film debut.
James Franco's in this movie?
Yeah, I think like very, very small part.
I
think he's probably like one of the high schoolers.
Is this pre-Freaks and Geeks?
Or yes, it is pre-Freaks and Geeks, but this is his first film debut.
Oh, like motion picture?
Motion picture debut.
Interesting. Yes. Okay, cool. Can't wait to see James Franco in this.
And look for the lesser Wilson, Andrew, as he appears as a security guard here.
Who?
Andrew Wilson. Like Owen
third,
and a third Wilson brother.
They're not triplets, though. He's just a third.
They weren't. I mean, Luke and Owen
are twins. They not twins?
They're super not twins.
I've been living a lie.
My whole life.
My whole adult life, at least, yeah.
You should just like give it all up now. Throw all your personal belongings away and move into the woods. Do it anyway. Just no matter what, just do that.
Do you want my stuff?
I want all of your stuff.
You can't have it.
You can't have it.
So wow. Okay, so another Wilson brother had no idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this marks another time. Oh, I didn't mention she's not like a main part of the movie either, but Octavia Spencer is apparently in this movie as well.
Don't know who that is.
When you see her, you'll know who she is.
Oh, you can't know. It's okay for you to not know Lily Sobieski, but for me,
no. But I actually we looked her up, and I still don't know who that is. Octavia Spencer, you know who this is?
Oh, I do know.
She's in The Help and Hidden Figures and like a million things.
She's in Hidden Figures. Was good. Did you see Hidden Figures?
I did not see Hidden Figures.
It was like on HBO, and I just watched like first 5 minutes and got hooked.
The Home Box Office Network.
Yeah, the Home Builders Organization.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Gotcha. Yeah,
okay.
Same thing.
So we didn't really have a bet sent out for this yet. I was going to say if there's a montage, yes or no, and or how many montages. Because I feel like there's got to be at least like one montage. Because she goes from...
Josie Grossi.
Well, yeah, she was called Josie Grossi in high school. I remember that. And she goes from that... I don't know if she's still Josie Grossi as an adult, but
I don't think she's still Josie Grossi. I just think she's just kind of like
come into her own.
I don't know. I think she's probably meek because of that. I mean, I've never seen it.
But I think there's a makeover. And I'm wondering if there's at least like a montage makeover or like a...
Well, one would imagine.
I know you wanted to bet how many times they say Josie Grossi.
And I know that there's a bunch of chants, but I feel like that can make it more interesting.
There's a bomb falling, apparently.
It sounds like it. Sounds like a slide whistle from a cartoon, yeah.
It's just an airplane. It's just an airplane.
No one was going to mention it.
Boobud.
You were the only one who mentioned it.
Boobud.
I really don't love when you do that.
All right, so you want to do whether or not there's a montage?
Sure.
I know it's like an easy one, but like
I really like the Josie Grossi thing. I'll keep count if you want.
So if someone's chanting every time they chant Josie Grossi,
but it has to be the full thing. So Josie Grossi, 1. But like if it's multiple people chanting in unison, it's still just one.
What if someone just calls her Josie Grossi? Like it's not a chant.
That
it's
counts.
just like a. What if she calls herself Josie Grossi?
Anytime the words Josie Grossi are said as a unit.
So I vaguely remember there being a, I'm not Josie Grossi anymore sort of scene.
Sure.
So if she's saying Josie Grossi, it counts.
Yes.
If anyone in the movie says Josie Grossi, it counts.
Yeah.
And and you're going to keep a tally.
I'll keep a tally.
I feel like you're just going to guess a number at the end and I'm not going to keep a tally. Then I'm going to be like, shit, Matt won.
I will keep a tally. You can spot check me on the fly.
Fact check. Yeah. Fine. All right. How many times you lost technically? So go ahead. How many times do you think?
Well, I didn't know you have to bring that up. You just made me feel bad.
You lost.
You just made me feel bad in front of America and the rest of the world.
Yeah, I was gonna say like you don't have to be nationalistic here.
I was gonna mention everyone else because it's us and everyone else.
But why did you? You mentioned America first,
right?
Though.
Well, America first.
Well, I don't. Well, I mean, like alphabetically, like in this scenario, because then everyone else is with an E, and everyone else.
Also, alphabetically, America wouldn't have been there because it's the United States of America. It's you all the way at the bottom.
I quit.
I'm gonna say, oh man, this is hard because there's no way to know. I mean, there's no way to know up front.
No way to know.
No way to know. No one can know. I'm gonna go 25 times.
I'm gonna go 40.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
Actually, you know what?
No. You said 40. There's no backtracking.
No, I'm going to go 30. I'm going 30.
I don't appreciate what you just did.
I'm going 30.
Okay.
So
there's that, I guess.
Okay. All right. So I think that's it. We covered the beer. Yeah. We have no real for
the James Franco thing was pretty interesting. Right. And this is also Drew Barrymore's first film for her production company, Flower Films.
Cool.
Yeah, there's my last piece of trivia for you.
There you go. Thanks, man.
Hey, no problem.
All right, so we're going to watch Never Been Kissed. Just two adult men in a dark room watching Never Been Kissed alone.
Are you going to turn
just
the lights out again?
That was just a sorority row thing, or what?
That was kind of just a sorority row.
All right. So we're going to go watch this movie. If you're going to watch along, pause us here. If you've already seen us, just keep listening. And as always, we're sorry for whatever happens next.
And we'll see you on the other side.
And we're back.
Garrett, if you were to describe this movie in one word, what would that word be?
Rufus.
Man, Rufalicious.
Dude, it's not a gum flavor.
You're right.
Okay.
Fucking Franco.
Fucking just say Rufus.
Fucking...
So we just watched Never Been Kissed. If you have never seen a movie wherein James Franco says the word Rufalicious in serious context,
and I'm betting you haven't,
watch this film.
Sure, watch this film.
All right, so we watched it. What do you want to do? Beer.
Oh, okay. So it's Barrier Brewing Imposter Pilsner.
Okay, so this is a local Long Island Oceanside brewery that we've been to. We really like a lot, and this beer was, how was it, Matt? He's taking another sip.
Sorry, I'm drinking it right now. It's good. I don't like Pilsners, and this is pretty good.
I don't like Pilsners either. This is really good. Pretty drinkable, like pretty good flavor.
We had a slight discussion earlier where he was like, yeah, I wouldn't like buy it again because I don't really love Pilsners, but I get that. I'm agreeing with you. But I'd probably have another one, like here or there. Like if
I'd for sure have another one.
Right,
yeah.
I'm saying if someone was like, oh, and another, and another,
and another one.
And this is when the conversation starts to happen. Garrett, we all love you very much.
Mom, Dad, what are you doing here?
Most Pilsners I actually stay away from. Like people will be like, oh, I've got this Pilsner. Most of the time I'm just like, I'd rather not drink.
I never dislike Pilsners, but they're never enough for me to like go out of my way for. And for like a premium kind of like craft beer Pilsner, like it doesn't. I don't know. It never seems that worth it. Like 6 Point Brewing's the crisp.
Yeah,
I like that beer.
Sure,
but I'm not like if
I'm never buying it.
No, if it's in like a sampler pack, I'm all over it. I'll drink that. I'll drink the heck out of it. I'll drink the hecking heck out of it, even, Matt.
The hecking heck.
Yeah.
Oh.
But this beer was really good. I would super drink it again.
Sure.
I'd get it in a flight. I might order one if I was there.
Don't order flights. It makes you an asshole.
Well, Broad Strokes.
I liked this movie.
I like this movie too.
I did not like her.
I didn't. Yeah, I couldn't tell if I didn't like Drew Barrymore as this character or the way Drew Barrymore's character was written, or both.
Well, let me tell you, for me, it was definitely both.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm still kind of like, I don't know.
I don't
know if I would have liked someone else as her.
I am not a Barrymore fan.
Scream? The first Scream?
She's in it for like 5 seconds.
Love it.
Sure.
So good.
I guess. I'm not a Barrymore fan, but that being said, the character is unlikable.
I know you like 50 First Dates.
Sure, but I like 50 First Dates despite Drew Barrymore.
Okay. Every Drew Barrymore movie that she is in, you like despite the fact that
50 First Dates, like, specifically.
Oh, it's charming. It's
yeah,
great.
but like...
We're going to get to it.
Right?
For sure.
Okay, good, because I have a lot to say about that movie.
Okay.
Paying cool.
Keep going.
Yeah, I don't know. She just corrects everyone's grammar all the time. And, like, don't get me wrong. I get off on correcting people's grammar.
Is it because you saw too much of yourself?
In Josie Grossi? And can we just talk about that for 1 second?
Farther.
That's the only thing I
You're the worst guy.
Anyway. Hey, Garrett, how many times did they say Josie Grossi in this movie?
I didn't broad stroke, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry. Broad strokes.
I like this movie.
Good for you.
Okay.
Was that it?
Yeah.
I'm happy. There you go.
I mean,
broad strokes. Yeah. How many times did they say Josie Grossi in this movie?
You were keeping tally.
I'll tell you. It was 9.
It was only 9 times.
9 times.
9 times.
So I win the bet.
All right, dude.
Don't all right me.
I will tell you that you win this bet. However, we're deviating from Price is Right rules, which is what we've used for the past 17 episodes, 18 episodes? Is this episode 19?
This is episode 19.
Yikes.
But I'm saying if we continued with closest without going over, then no one wins, and that's fucking dumb.
Right, we'd have to either Rochambeau or Rock, Paper, Scissors or both.
Rochambeau?
You're familiar.
I don't.
Like a Rochambeau.
What? I can explain. As if I were a child.
It's like a test of pain. Like we kick each other probably in the crotch.
I'm out.
Until...
Nope. That's...
You've never Rochambeau'd?
I can't say that I have.
What?
I'm sterile now.
Yeah, fine. I'm gonna give this to you because we didn't really come up with any backup bet, and I'm not saying I'm gonna give it to you like I'm letting you have it. I'm saying
I did win.
I think you're right. You're closer
by a lot.
Man, I thought there was gonna be a lot more chanting, and I thought
I even counted every single one of the chants.
I thought every chant would be like 10.
There was one chant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, it turns out, huh?
Yeah. All right, so I won the bet, and I'll select the next movie. Now, next week...
We've got one more before Thanksgiving.
Okay, we have one more before... Just making sure.
Yeah.
But no matter what, I get to think... select Thanksgiving,
You can think
too.
whatever you want.
I can think, hey, it's a free country.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah. Thanksgiving is a separate bet, though.
I'm saying
you already have
Thanksgiving. I've got 2 in a row
so
coming up.
So the next 2 movies are up to you, which is frustrating for
That's
me.
okay. I'm going to pick a good one next week. Don't worry.
All right. Well, it's next week will be episode 20. That's like a quasi milestone.
I think it's a pretty good one. It's not episode 15 like some idiots think. Never mind. That was mean. I'm sorry.
Who's an idiot? Who are you?
I was trying to...
Who were you being mean to?
I was trying to...
You should apologize to that person.
That you were an idiot. And you know what? You're not an idiot. You're a very smart gentleman. Who's my smart little boy?
It's me.
It's you.
It's me.
Okay, let's get back to this movie, though. So... It's kind of just she goes back to high school because of this article that she's trying to do.
She is a copy editor at the Chicago Sun-Times.
Yes.
And she wants to be a reporter.
So bad.
And her manager or whatever is like, no, you don't have the chops. You don't want this. Her manager, played by John C. Reilly.
That was actually a pretty good impression of him,
who is fucking great.
John C. Reilly, and this kind of just, I mean, I know this, but he's great at comedy. He's great at playing the straight guy. He's great at drama. I fucking love John C. Reilly.
Can do no wrong. I totally agree.
Wrong.
John C. Reilly in Gangs of New York
is fucking awesome.
John C. Reilly in Step Brothers.
Awesome.
John C. Reilly in
Boogie
Walk
Nights.
Hard. Oh, John C. Reilly in Boogie Nights.
Both.
Oh my God. Yeah.
He's the fucking man.
He's so versatile.
He's so versatile.
Do you want to just change this podcast to like a John C. Reilly appreciation podcast, or be like the backtrack to his Lifetime Achievement Award? Do you want that? Do you want us to be that?
Backtrack how?
Like they'll play our audio.
Will remember you.
Different. That's a sad song played in front of an ASPCA commercial.
Yeah, you're right.
Regardless, so John C. Reilly's fucking great, right? He's really good in the, but he's like, you don't have the chops, you don't want this kind of life, kid, blah 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 blah, right? Sure. And she somehow ends up in a meeting where they're all pitching ideas anyway.
Well, she's part of the crew. She's part of the crew. I was right.
Right, and then like the eccentric, angry old man guy who runs the paper, he literally, like, he's firing people left and right, and he comes over to you, he's like, what's your name? She's like, Josie Geller. He's like, Josie Geller, you enroll in high school on Monday.
Right, because he says he doesn't understand his kids, so he wants to learn how to understand his
right,
kids.
That's the whole basis for why this happens?
There's a lot of flimsy setups in this movie.
And she goes back to the high school that she went to?
Wait, was that proven? Because it didn't make any sense to me. She's not that old, so, like, there's got to be teachers there that still worked while she was there.
I don't know. They were like in her neighborhood. They were in the neighborhood of her parents' house. People came to her parents' house and shit.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was the high school she went to.
All right. I missed that. Hey, I learned something just now.
Which is fine.
We
also don't learn until the end of the movie that or almost the end of the movie, she's 25.
Yes, and her brother, played by David Arquette, is 23.
Right, wherein Drew Barrymore, at the time of this movie, is actually 24 years old.
And David Arquette's 28?
And 28, and he looks younger than her.
He does.
And she looks 30
Yeah, we've
the
said
whole
this,
time.
Not 30. You said she looked 40 the entire time.
She doesn't look like she's in high school, like even a little bit. And granted, like none of them do, because movies and shows always do that. Like everyone's always like 30 in those shows.
Sure.
But she like wasn't convincing at all.
No, she was wearing like
at no
old
point,
lady clothes and like
I don't know, just her demeanor and everything. She was, and I know it's supposed to be that like she's like sticking out, but like she's a sore thumb, so to speak. Mm-hmm. But I didn't buy it.
No, I mean I didn't either.
You know what I want to hit real quick before we dive more into the plot?
Hit it.
3 sentences or less. Matt, what's the plot of this movie? Go, baby.
We were kind of doing that.
Yeah, we were starting to dive into it, but like let's just hit the plot.
Okay.
And then we'll
3 sentences. Josie Geller is a reporter, or works for a newspaper, and is assigned a story to investigate the youth of Chicago.
Chicago suburb.
Fine. She goes back to school.
Say Chicago suburb.
I'm not going to do it. She goes back to high school to try and get a story.
Say
it. I'm going to fucking kill you. She goes back to high school to investigate and find a story, and falls into her old role as a nerd, but gains the amorous attention of a teacher, which is kind of weird, period. She is tasked by her boss to get in with the cool crowd and find out what is going on with them, and by the end of the movie, you find out that being cool is overrated, and she needs to be herself to find the real story. I don't know. That's it.
You started off really strong.
Yeah, I fell off on that. We always fall off on the 3rd sentence, you know.
But like the first 2, I was like, he's hitting it.
He's got this.
Me and the studio audience were like, look at him go.
And then he had a stroke.
Did you just have a stroke?
I might have.
Do you smell burnt toast?
Beep, bop, gloop, beep, glip.
Do you smell burnt toast right now?
I thought that was heart attack. You smell burning.
No, I think that's true.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I learned something again.
It's got dark.
You go.
Okay. Girl who was nerd in high school is tasked to infiltrate high school as a reporter, but isn't very good at it.
One sentence.
Her nerdiness gains the attention of a teacher and allows her to fall in with the nerdy crowd, but she's kind of at odds with the popular people at first, period.
Okay.
Her brother comes to the school and helps her be popular.
I missed that part.
Causing the popular people to like her, but by the time they like her, she's found out, and things get messy. Period.
Okay.
Those weren't run-ons, but that wasn't that great.
The third sentence, again, wasn't that great. The first two had a lot of promise.
We have a hard time.
It's really just
we have a hard time.
It's really just being put on the spot. I mean, we could pause. You know what? Should we pause these and like write them out? No. You know what? We'll do it organically.
No.
Every time for you.
We should just leave the mic going and write them out. And then it's like...
just scribbling.
You hear a lot of cross-outs.
Just crumpling paper.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So 3 sentences. Good. So Josie Grossi goes back to high school.
Josie Grossi, Josie Grossi. I'm not Josie Grossi anymore. Which I actually thought was a great scene.
What, when she's in the copy store with her brother?
No, that's later. The brother's like giving her a pep talk. And he's like, you're not Josie Grossi anymore. You can be whoever you want to be. Say it. I'm not Josie Grossi anymore. And she says it. And then he's like, scream it. And then she screams it. And it's like empowering. It was good.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, so Josie Grossi goes back to high school.
And hilarity ensues.
No, but like she doesn't know how to not be a dork. Right? Like she was a dork in high school.
It's painful to watch. The entire movie, like her in this movie is painful to watch.
Until the actual end.
Until prom. Until prom.
Yeah, I don't know. So before she goes back to school, you learn in the relative beginning she's like at lunch with her friend who played by Molly Shannon.
It's delight. Who's a delight?
And her other friend played by Octavia Spencer. And you find out that she's never been kissed. And they're like, you've never been kissed?
Okay,
what?
but then she also goes back and she's like, oh, I mean, I've been kissed, but like not really.
Yeah, but I think she's full of shit.
Do you think that she's just
100%?
Okay, that's what I didn't understand.
I think it's one of those things like, it's my boyfriend in Canada. His name is George.
Because like at the end, she's like, give me my first real kiss.
I don't know. Maybe.
It's ambiguous.
I mean, she went to college. We don't know what happened in college, you know, but like, I don't know. But I wrote down, she describes love to them. She's like, the type of love that makes you fucking die of a heart attack immediately because everything is so good and then so bad at the same time. And then it tastes like candy and also you want to die. And then also buttercups and flowers and butterflies.
Are you okay?
I don't know what she fucking said, but she described love really well for someone who has
never had it.
Like a solitary existence for 25 years.
Well, she read a lot of Shakespeare, as been shown in the movie.
As is tradition.
As is tradition in high school.
Yeah, so she goes to play a fucking you know what I wrote? She plays a great dork.
Yeah.
The whole time you feel like you're watching like a mom, like a middle-aged mom or a grandma even, like fucking like try to dance to the hip beats.
Oh man, the scene where they go to the fucking club or whatever.
Oh, it's incredible.
It's horrible.
When she eats, there is a scene where she eats like a marijuana edible. Gets high as hell and then dances on stage with like a reggae band.
It was like a reggaeton band.
It was not a reggaeton.
Was it not reggaeton? I felt like it was pretty reggaeton.
Nope.
What's the difference between reggae and reggaeton?
I think reggaeton has like dance beats in it, like.
I feel it. I can feel it. Okay.
You're dancing like she was dancing. I want you to know that the dance you just did.
I am a dork.
But she like dances. She dances in such a way on stage. She just jumps up on stage with the band. Meanwhile, like if you were the band, you'd be like, "Lady, go away."
Also, if you were on the THC, you would not be like up and dancing. Like you're probably like slumped over in your chair, asleep
on a stool.
Yeah. Not that I know. I mean, I would never touch the stuff.
You know, it's funny when the guy's giving her the hash brown or whatever. Yeah. It's like, oh, it's got vitamin A, B, vitamin T, H, and C. And I feel like when I was 12 when this movie came out, I was like, oh, he's just naming a bunch of vitamins.
Right.
Like I didn't catch
just flew
THC,
right over your fucking head.
And it was good. And
it was good. I love that.
You know what else is big in that club scene? She's out and she sees the teacher, Sam Coulson.
Well, it's weird to me because like not only is he there, but like all the other high schoolers are there. So why is this teacher hanging out in this place?
It's a bar.
Sure, but like
I don't know. Wait, we should go back though. So
we're going back.
So she starts school and she goes to like her English class where Michael Vartan
yeah.
is the English teacher and he's super fucking dreamy.
Sure.
He's a nice guy.
He's a good-looking
and
bloke.
His name is Sam. His character's name is
Sam Coulson.
Coulson. And then for the rest of the movie, everyone just calls him Coulson.
Except for like a handful of people, like up until the end.
I don't know if it was a nickname or a pronunciation thing, but it's like Sam Coulson. He's really cool.
I mean, he is cool. He's got a hockey stick, Garrett.
He brings it to
class.
In a classroom, yeah. And he uses it to take slap shots at a hacky sack, which is incredible.
What is cooler than that?
Nothing.
There's nothing cooler than that.
Good night, everybody.
Well,
this podcast was meant to discover what was cool, and we did it.
I'll tell you what it isn't. This podcast.
Yeah, this podcast is not cool. So like they clearly have chemistry from the second they meet. And his actual first question to her once they meet, because she like answers a question brilliantly in his English class, because she's like a writer and she went to Dartmouth and shit, she's very well educated. And he's like, "Are you sure you're 17?"
So he catches on almost
like
immediately.
And she's like, I'm 17. She says it 6 times.
Yeah.
I'm 17. So anyway, back to the club scene. So he goes to the club scene. He's like, "Hey, out on a school night." And she's like, "Yeah, but I'm 17. I'm underage." And he's there with his girlfriend, who is like a lawyer or something in New York.
She's something in New York.
And you like immediately, that scene exists for the reason of showing you that he does have a girlfriend, which I think the existence of the girlfriend is to make his interactions with Drew Barrymore throughout the movie less creepy seeming. Because like, well, he's like, he's a taken man. Well, he's not
not actually hitting on her. He's just being
right.
nice.
Well, I think so. Right. I think the existence of the girlfriend is meant to make you think that, but it's also meant to show you that his girlfriend is like not nice. She's like not nice.
She's supposed to be mean.
She's supposed to be kind of mean, shitty.
She says things like, "I know you're into this, but when you grow up," and I'm like, "All right, relax, lady."
People go to concerts.
People like music.
People drink a beer at a bar and watch a show sometimes.
Sure.
So, I mean, that scene was fucking ridiculous. But I wrote down several times, she plays such a good dork. Dude, there's a scene where she is walking into school after the 3 popular girls who... One is the girl from Jawbreaker. I do not know her name, the blonde girl.
Yeah, she's also from... what's that movie? Pleasantville.
Oh, she is. Yeah, totally. The blonde girl from Pleasantville, like the high school girl. She's like a cheerleader or something in that, right? She's like the.
She is like the Pleasant Girl cheerleader who's like supposed to be going out with Whitey, but ends up with
Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah. So then there's like the shorter brunette girl, and then there's Jessica Alba, which is hilarious. Like,
oh yeah.
We see Jessica Alba in this movie.
This is the cast list.
This is one of Jessica Alba's like first movies ever. Like for features, she did Idle Hands the same year, 1999, which is also hilarious, but not to be featured on this podcast.
Why not?
It's different. It's no Sorority Row. Man.
Fair enough.
Okay. But there's one point where she's chasing after them, like, "Kristen, Kirsten, Gibby, what's up, girlfriends?" And just fucking eats shit. And it's so good. And it's hysterical. But that's like, there's a lot of physical comedy associated with her being a dork. And there's just a lot of her like, kind of like dancing and grooving to the music and looking like she can't keep a beat. And I don't know. It's pretty
She could not keep a beat.
She couldn't keep a beat. Go ahead.
No. Go on. You're doing great.
No, I mean, so that's pretty good. But she goes to school, right? And we both said this in our 3 sentences that she naturally gravitates towards the nerdy people,
right?
Because that's her comfort zone. That's who she is, right?
So she becomes friends with Lily Sobieski's character, Altice,
right?
Sounds like a
cable
drug.
provider.
Sounds like a drug.
Altice,
yeah.
Isn't that?
Take Altice if you're having depressive thoughts. Side effects include diarrhea.
Whoa.
I mean, come on.
None for me, thanks. But yeah, she becomes her, and Lily Sobieski, I feel like is like she's supposed to be the parallel to her past,
sure,
right? Like pretty much the whole time.
Although weirdly, weirdly more self-confident. Like weirdly, just like, oh, I don't give a shit what the other people think about me.
Right? No, yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
And Drew Barrymore is falling flat on her face with these popular kids. So she's talking to her brother who was popular in high school, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to help her out. I'm going to enroll myself. So he enrolls and like becomes popular with the popular kids within a day by just chugging a tub of coleslaw.
Like literally a 5-gallon bucket of coleslaw.
Which is a rather disgusting scene.
You'd be dead.
Well, it's mostly just lettuce.
What that would do to your intestines and...
Plus, he's 23. He's no spring chicken.
And Matt, your colon? Dude?
My colon? Like mine in particular?
Any colon.
I didn't eat the
Any
coleslaw.
colon is what
It
I'm
was
talking.
David Arquette.
Okay.
I'd have to imagine he actually didn't eat it either.
We didn't mention the heartthrobby guy.
Oh, what's his name? Oh, his name's Guy.
His name is Guy.
The heartthrobby guy.
Because of course.
Because
of course it is. And he keeps sending her back to flashbacks of like Billy, who was her heartthrob in high school.
You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of the guy from Clueless who ends up being gay. I can't think of his fucking name.
Christian.
Yeah, he reminds me of Christian.
How could you not remember Christian?
You're right. I'm such a fucking moron.
Everyone hates you.
Everyone hates me. He reminds me of him so much because he's just like, I made up a new word. This is what we're calling it now. And everyone's just like, oh my God, yes. Oh my God.
Oh, you know what? You just actually brought up, like, there are so many parallels between this movie and Mean Girls.
Oh my God. It's the same movie. It's practically the same movie.
Well, let's think about this. She's a girl who is going to this high school and trying to be something she isn't, right? She's pretending she's something she isn't, right? Because, like, in Mean Girls, Lilo goes to that school and she's, like, kind of nerdier. And then she
gravitates to the nerds immediately.
No, it's part of the plan, though, for her to, like, infiltrate the Mean Girls and do whatever, right?
Right.
So in this movie, same fucking shit. She is like nerdy, and then she, for the story, is trying to infiltrate the Mean Girl clique and like the popular people.
And then like becomes one of them.
But before she does, Lilo was a mathlete at North Shore High School in Mean Girls, and fucking Drew Barrymore is a denominator, which is a mathlete at south side, north,
it's south something south, South Bay South or something.
It's southeast south or something, or South Glen South.
South Glen South. Because there's something else with that.
But she becomes a denominator, so she's like a mathlete there, which is hilarious. Fucking, they try to make fetch happen in Mean Girls, and it's so not gonna fucking happen.
Right.
And then in this, Rufus, he's like, "Oh, I got a new word for you, Rufus.
Right.
Hey, make it." He's like, the guy, the main character, the main heartthrobby guy. He actually says, "Oh, I got a new word, Rufus. Yeah. Spread it like wildfire." And then people are like, Rufus.
Oh my God, it's so Rufus.
What did you just have? You had something.
No, it was just the South. What was it? South Glen South.
South Glen South.
And then like the whole thing is prom. Prom is the big thing, and they come up with this a theme for prom, and they're like, it's gonna be the millennium. That's our theme. And then all of a sudden, someone over the loudspeaker at school is basically like, I have horrible news. It's been known that East Bay East or whatever
East Glen
East has decided to make their prom theme also millennium, and everyone goes fucking ape shit.
Yeah,
like it's like someone murdered someone else. I was blown away. That's not a thing. That's never been a thing.
Like East Glen East was charging South Glen South with pitchforks at that exact moment.
Right, exactly.
Like man the battle stations.
What are we gonna do?
Yeah,
I don't know. Just anything else.
Literally
anything else.
Also, like, do proms always have themes?
I don't remember my prom having a theme.
I know in Back to the Future, the dance is the Under the Sea dance, but I don't
Enchantment
think that's,
Under the Sea dance.
Sorry, but I don't think that's like the prom.
I think that's like their prom.
I don't think our proms had.
My prom certainly did not have.
The theme was prom.
Yeah. Hey, don't get drunk.
The theme was spend too much money on prom.
Hey, don't get pregnant.
And I didn't listen.
I got pregnant. Me.
Yeah, me too.
Weird.
Isn't
that's how seahorses work.
They just choose,
yeah.
Right?
But no, I'm saying that the guys get... Never mind.
Is that how seahorses right?
Yeah. Male seahorses have the baby.
At which point a conversation was had off mic.
And we're back. I don't know. So the movie is good. Like, it plays out exactly how you think it's going to. She gets popular. They go to the prom. She gets voted prom queen. And then, like, the Mean Girls have, like, a plan to, like, pour dog food all over the nerdy girl. And instead of just, like, letting it happen and like proceeding with the plan and like getting her story out, she decides to intervene. No! Yeah. Essentially jump in front of the grenade or whatever.
Yeah.
And exposes herself to, well, I mean, not like...
We knew what you meant.
Exposes herself to the high school being like, I'm 25. God damn it. You guys suck. This took me forever.
And Michael Vartan's behind her, and he just
walks out the back.
He just walks away.
Yeah. I will say the whole teacher-student relationship there is painful to watch. Because he is outwardly just like, so is this going to happen or not?
So there are weird things in, I'm going to say, 3 different places in this movie.
Where are the 3 places? Show your work.
Like relationship-wise.
Right, show your work.
So David Arquette's relationship with the brother, Rob, so he's 23, right?
Right.
And he comes to high school and he enrolls. And basically from the second he gets there is a 16-year-old, like, gymnast, right? They keep saying, I'm a gymnast. Who is like after him, who confesses to
really trying to get it.
Drew Barrymore. She's like, I want him like to be my first that I sleep with, and it's gonna be great, and whatever else, right? And he doesn't immediately run away from that. He like takes her to prom and like allows the relationship to cultivate. Well, and it's weird.
Drew Barrymore is like, she's 16. That's illegal. And he's like, yeah, it is. And I'm like, what's happening?
Right. There's one point where he's like, hey, hey, hey. And that's fucking weird and illegal and creepy. He ultimately like tells her like, hey, we should just dance and have a good night when they go to the prom. And she's like, I want you to do me.
Bending her leg behind her fucking head.
Like,
and
very
he's like,
aggressive.
And he's just like, yeah, dance maybe?
Yeah. So ultimately, he's not a monster about it, but there are creepy notes throughout that. Right? Sure. The whole thing with Guy, the heartthrobby guy, and Drew Barrymore, where he's like after her, and she's like she's into it because she's like, it's a lot of flashback for her. She's
reliving the Billy thing. Right?
And I don't think she's ever like gonna cross the line with him, but it is a fucking weird thing.
She thinks about it.
I mean,
I don't know what she thinks.
She's hyper flattered by it.
Right.
You know, like by this like heartthrobby 17-year-old dude, like, hey, I want to go to prom. She's like, yes, thank you, please. Which is fine. And again, she's like reliving a lot, but she doesn't get that weird. But the real crux here, right, is
Sam.
Mr. Coulson.
Yeah. Sammy Cools.
Sammy Cools.
Like jumps into a fucking not merry-go-round, Ferris wheel with her.
Well, he's like telling her how wonderful she is the whole time, the whole movie.
You're so smart. You're
so
great.
You're so different and amazing. It's so crazy. And
all the guys are gonna be waiting to scoop you up right out of high school.
So you mentioned the wheel, the Ferris wheel, right? So you're absolutely right, right? He jumps in. She's in the Ferris wheel alone, and it's actually a funny thing. He's like, single. We got a single one here.
Do you have to do this?
Yes, I do. Yeah. Anyway, single. We got a onesie over here. Yeah. Until finally, you see Mr. Coulson get in the
cart,
the Ferris wheel cart with her. And at first, you're like, Matt's like, oh, that's weird. And I was like, I don't know. He's like trying to save her. She's like a losery character.
Think about being in high school and one of your teachers being like, hey, let me ride with you. You'd be like, ugh. I mean, obviously she's not in high school at that point, but I'm saying the relationship.
No, ostensibly she is a high school student here, right?
Right.
So that's kind of weird. And then they're going around the Ferris wheel.
Round and round we go.
And they like really open up, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know about my relationship. You know, it's like might not work out.
Shouldn't be telling you this, but I am."
And she's like, "Oh, do boys ever grow up?" And he's like, "I hate to say it, but like they don't really, or whatever." And then he's like, "Wait till you get older. Guys will be lining up around the block for you."
She's like, "You have to say that because you're my teacher."
Actually, I shouldn't be saying that because I'm your teacher.
Fucked up.
It's scandalous. It is scandalous.
Which is why the paper is probably like, here's the fucking story. This is the story.
Right. Oh, this guy crossed several lines just now.
Just in that one.
You know what? Fucking stay here. Wait, the police are on their way. The police are on their way. Hold on, stay here. But yeah, that's one of many fucking times where he's like, "You're just so amazing.
Yeah.
I'll do anything I can for you. And you're just so amazing." And then, you know what I'm super curious about? At the prom, before she reveals herself, right? she's dressed up at the prom. She looks great. She's in like the Shakespearean garb, and she looks great.
Sure.
And he comes over to her and he's like, you look really beautiful. And again, that's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
For a teacher in a solo setting to be like,
he also asks her to dance.
And then he asks her to dance.
I'm not okay with this.
And again, this is almost the end of the movie.
There's something to be said that like he's kind of subconsciously aware she's not 17.
No, I know. And they play at that a lot. And
but I still don't think it's okay.
And she also very obviously does not look 17 the entire movie.
Right.
Even if you're suspending disbelief, right? But they're dancing. Here's the thing I'm super curious about, right? They're dancing, and she's like, I have to tell you something.
What was she trying to tell him?
She was for sure trying to like tell him about like
the story
come
and
clean,
everything.
Right?
Right after she said, "I have something to tell you," she rips off the little camera. She takes off
the camera that she's wearing the whole time. Right? She's like, I have to tell you something. So presumably, she's going to tell him that she is, a reporter, or whatever else, and she's 25, and that she feels the same way if he feels that way, whatever. Right? He does not know that she is 25 or undercover or anything.
Right. So what does he think she's going to tell him? Like,
well, no,
I love you.
But he says, I have to tell you something too. In that scene.
Right. But is it that he's going to move to New York because right after he like dips out of that party?
Maybe. But maybe it's like, I know you're 17, but we should run away. Like, who the fuck knows how weird it was going to get?
Right.
You're kind of right. I didn't even consider that it could have been like, I'm leaving.
Right, because after he leaves the party and whatever, and she like comes clean to everyone, you see him like packing up his shit to move somewhere.
All of his childhood hockey trophies and all.
Which, you keep forever and put on display forever.
Forever. Yeah, forever. Those are forever things, right? Forever?
Anyway, so she writes the story about how she was the nerd and then blah, 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 and it becomes this big, weird story that everyone in Chicago is reading, apparently.
Yeah, and it's weird because the editor of the newspaper or the owner of the newspaper, whoever that guy is, he's like, this is the story. You're going to write about this teacher being inappropriate or whatever else. And she decides she really loves the guy and she's like, she can't do him dirty,
Oh, she ain't going to do him dirty.
She ain't going to do him dirty.
Not him.
So she's like, I'll come up with a story. I'll have a story. You'll get your story, right? So her story is a really heartfelt article about like her life and how she's been so unlucky in love and how her childhood, like her high school shit scarred her and she never recovered.
What's the name of that article, Garrett?
Never been kissed. Is that the name of the movie? I know.
Hate it.
But it's actually, it's all done through narration and it's like super heartfelt and like, I had a rough fucking high school and like.
Who didn't?
But it turns out when I went back, I discovered that everything's still the same. You still have like the mean pretty girls and like the
one boy,
the one boy that like is the guy everyone wants, and
like,
the
nerds and the blah blah and the one
like
teacher.
The free spirit. The one teacher march to her own drums, and then there's like that teacher that like tells you to not move to New York. I don't know what the fuck, but like
one teacher that wants to have sex with you even though you're 17.
The one teacher that very clearly wants to have sex with you even though you're 17. And it's really heartfelt, and she basically not challenges, but she basically calls him out. She's like, I want you to know that I love you, and that if you love me too, meet me at this championship game that the high school South Glen South is going to be in, the championship baseball game, and I'll be waiting on the pitcher's mound for you. So the culmination of the movie is that she's waiting on the pitcher's mound. There's 5 minutes set on the clock, which
is a long time.
It's a long time.
Like when you stand there for 5 minutes, you're like, oh shit, this is forever.
Like when this podcast is over, sit in silence for a minute, 1 minute, and tell me it wasn't a year. You fucking can't.
You can't do it.
5 minutes. It's 5 years. Turns out
it's 5 years.
Especially standing on a pitcher's mound waiting for like
with
the love of your life.
Everyone staring at you.
Like everything's riding on this.
And you know what the other thing is? Everyone's cheering nonstop for 5 minutes. That's not a thing.
It's exhausting. Who's doing that? No one.
Also, the other thing that I don't get is all the popular girls are cheering for her at that moment too. When the last we saw them, she poured dog food all over them.
She deflected dog food.
It doesn't matter. Like,
Devil's in the details. So.
Okay, I guess.
But yeah, I agree. They're fucking all cheering for her, like, we don't care that you lied.
Yeah.
Hey, all is forgiven. And 5 minutes runs out, man.
Yeah, I mean, it as it does, as time does.
And then the credits roll, and, you know, the lesson is
that there are no happy endings in life.
Yeah, she just deals with loss, you know? And good night, everybody.
Yeah.
No, so the time runs out, and she's mortified, and she drops the mic on the floor. And
Which is, you know, that's a good way to ruin a mic.
Yeah, well, that's not your mic. Why are you dropping the mic?
Why are you dropping the mic?
It's an expensive mic. Hey.
Especially in 1999?
Hey.
Don't touch. No, stop. That's an expensive. That's an expensive mic. Stop doing what you're doing.
So, and then, you know, it's like, it's actually very similar to the end of Love Potion number 9.
Yeah.
Where he's like, I'd like to tell you in 5 minutes she came out, and we fell in love for the rest of our lives.
But it took 6 minutes.
It was 6, right?
Yeah.
It was actually the same fucking gag,
Exactly.
the same kind of trope again. And then, like, you know, 30 seconds later, the crowd goes crazy and he's running down the fucking stands.
Sorry, I'm late.
No, he actually says, sorry I was late. It took me forever to get here.
Right, and then she goes, me too. Or like, I know the feeling.
She says, I know the feeling.
Right. And then credits. Although, wait, we do get a nice happy ending for
David Arquette.
Yeah. Because like he was going to be, we didn't touch upon this at all, but like in high school, he got a bout of mono, so he couldn't play the championship game, so he couldn't play baseball in college, and he's been a loser ever since or whatever. So that's what they...
What a pathetic loser!
Fucking idiot! But at the end of the movie, you see him... he's the coach, the assistant coach of the baseball team. So like, happy ending for him, I guess?
Yeah, seems happy enough.
All right, and then credits. Garrett, I'm going to ask you a few questions. Who was your favorite character of this movie?
My favorite character in the movie is Molly Shannon, who is her friend from the newspaper.
Hypersexualized, like...
But like hilariously
right, of course.
so.
I mean, as Molly Shannon is.
Yeah. And she's kind of like hooks up with everybody at work in like a funny way, and then like seems to fall in love with John C. Reilly by the end of the movie,
and shows up to like say hi to her in high school, and like ends up doing the sex talk with all the kids in high school.
They're like, "Oh, you're the sex ed teacher."
This is senior year of high school. Way too late to be having the sex ed talk.
Yeah, that's insane.
My favorite part of that scene, which Garrett pointed out to me, is that like they're doing like the banana condom thing and everyone's struggling, and they cut to the 3 popular girls and they have the condoms on the bananas perfectly.
Like they're not even touching them. They're all already on.
Yeah. And they're just like, what's happening
They're just talking about something else, and everyone else is like struggling really hilarious.
Oh, and then fucking Drew Barrymore ricochets her condom off into the teacher's eye.
Into Sam Coulson.
Oh god, it was so
into
fucking
Sam Coulson.
funny. I laughed
he like
my
comes
ass
up behind her, and the condom like nails him in the eyeball.
It's pretty good.
There's actually a decent amount of like pretty good physical comedy in this movie.
Sure.
A lot of like little flubby sort of like trips and falls and whoa, 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 whoa sort of moments.
Slapstick.
Yeah, I mean, did you have a favorite character?
I would agree. Molly Shannon is pretty funny. I mean, Molly Shannon is very funny. She's one of the funnier characters in the movie. I like John C. Reilly, but not because he's a particularly good character, just because he's just convincing in his role. I said at the beginning of this podcast that David Arquette is a lot for me. I thought he was great in this movie. I wanted him. I thought he was going to be a lot more fucking insufferable, and he was not. What were you going to say?
No, nothing. I was going to ask, was there any Sign of the Time stuff that you noticed?
Just big CRT monitors on computers and...
Big monitors on computers. She has that cell phone that's kind of like that big brick Motorola cell phone with the flip bottom.
Sure.
Also, like, little things, like... at one point, David Arquette's trying to make her sound, like when he enrolls, he's trying to make her sound cooler. And the dudes are all talking about, they're like, wait, you mean to tell me Josie dated the drummer of the Big Bad Voodoo Daddies? It was like, do you remember the Big Bad Voodoo Daddies? Like, that was a thing in 1999 and 1999 only. Probably 1998, actually, realistically.
Big Fat Voodoo Daddies.
Big Fat Voodoo Daddies? Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, that was all pretty funny. What about soundtrack? Soundtrack was actually great.
It was pretty good.
It was really good.
We got a little James Devours the Earth in there.
We do have Jimmy Eat World. The song is called 17.
Yeah.
And the chorus is just, you're only 17. like that, like a screamo song, like that. Catch a falling star, put it in your pocket. There's a movie happens to that. That's pretty good.
Return of Madonna. We have a little just like
when
you call my name.
Was it like a
yeah,
prayer?
It's like a prayer. Yeah.
So that's like a flashback to her prom.
That's when she gets egged in the prom flashback.
Yeah, wouldn't be complete without Madonna. She Bop, which I think was an 80s song also. She Bop, we Bop, they Bop.
Oh, man. I Just, parentheses, Died in Your Arms Tonight by the Cutting Crew.
Killer track. We have the Smiths at the prom. Cardigans at the prom.
Yep.
And then the movie ends with Beach Boys.
Are you stalling for time right now?
It's called Don't Worry Baby.
Yeah. Don't worry baby.
So, and that was actually a great track to end the song.
I actually really liked it.
I thought that was really, really good.
Yeah, a lot of good music in this one. I really enjoyed it.
Just to touch on the flashbacks, this is the last thing I want to talk about.
They were all really depressing.
They were all so sad,
yeah,
man.
I felt really bad for her.
Are people that cruel? Like, are people that fucked up to like chuck eggs at like a girl after lying to her about going to the prom? They put like toilet paper in her bag and then like pour a Sprite into her bag so it looks like she's peeing in the hallway.
That actually is fucking not funny, but like I was like, oh wow, that's actually
it looks
smart.
just like she's peeing.
It looks like she's peeing. It's brilliant, really.
But there was so much mean stuff in this movie. Like the Alpo thing was insane.
Well, they keep calling the nerdy kids dogs. And I was like,
Alpo.
Wow.
They keep calling Lily Sobieski Alpo.
Yeah.
At one point, she goes to like go hang out at like the cool spot called the Court that they hang out on Saturday nights.
Right.
And he's like, go down the road with all the dogs, Alpo.
Yeah.
And this is like the heartthrobby guy being a piece of shit.
Well,
he's like, go home and spend your next 4 lifetimes figuring out how to be cool.
Is that what he says?
Yeah,
cool.
You were peeing.
I was peeing.
Yeah.
As I do.
It was rough. But yeah, so my favorite character is for sure Molly Shannon. Your favorite character, you say John C. Reilly?
No, Molly Shannon.
Yeah.
Also, David Arquette was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Would you recommend this to anybody else?
Yeah, I actually would. Like, I didn't think I would like it as much as I did, but I actually liked it quite a bit.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm of the mind that this is definitely worth a watch at least.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think it should have died?
No, I don't think it should. Like, there's nothing wrong with this movie. There's nothing that like makes it ostensibly bad. So no, I think what's the face?
Yeah, no, I would agree.
I think it has died. I don't think I've seen this in syndication recently at all.
I feel like I may have relatively recently.
I feel like I feel like you watch a lot more TV than I do.
I definitely do.
We have these conversations often. You're like, no, it's on cable all the time.
I'm like, oh, Spice World. You haven't seen Spice World recently? It was on Spike TV.
That will never be a conversation we ever have because I watch it at least once a year. Why are you laughing?
Oh, cause
no. Okay, I got it.
I know that you do.
Where would you rank it?
Where would I rank it? I would rank it. I think I'd rank it number 10, man. So it's going to take the place of Enchanted. Enchanted will go down to 11. And
Pretty in Pink.
And Pretty in Pink will stay at number 9. So Pretty Pink 9. This is definitely 10. Enchanted will be 11. My number 1 will still be While You Were Sleeping. And my number 19 will be Made in Manhattan.
Okay.
What about you? Where you put it?
Okay. I'm going to put it a little bit lower. I still liked it. I just... I think there were other movies that I thought were funnier or more. I don't know. I'm gonna put it probably as my new number 13.
You like Pretty in Pink and She's the Man both more than this movie?
I liked She's the Man. I thought She's the Man.
No, so
funnier.
did I. But you like Pretty in Pink more than this movie? I guess I did too.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, so we're the same in that respect.
So it goes. She's the Man 12. This is 13, and then 14 would be Crossroads.
Ooh.
Number 1 is still Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
And number 19 is still Made in Manhattan.
Okay. All right, that's reasonable.
I think that's fair.
Hey, did you learn a lesson?
Yeah, I learned that it's better to be yourself than try and pretend to be anything else. Unless you're trying to be cool, and then just do whatever all the cool kids do.
Yeah, I would say that I learned the same, but also that South Glen baseball rules.
Fair enough. So let's see what the the general populace thought about this.
Yeah, let's head to Rotten Tomatoes to find out.
Tomatoes. All right, tomato meter. Critics score 57%.
That's higher than I thought it'd be.
Really?
I didn't think the critics would be over 50 on this, to be honest with you.
Okay, interesting.
I just thought there was like a lot of like really derivative kind of shit. And okay, what about audience? Audience had to be higher, no?
It was higher.
Okay,
69.
So, wow. Okay, that's actually probably where I would have guessed the audience would be.
It's a D plus.
It's almost a C though.
Hey, it's
so
almost
close.
there.
So close.
I get it.
No,
I liked it more, but I get it.
You liked it more than a 69?
Yeah. I would say
I did too.
It's a C. 72.
It's a C. It's a C, C plus movie for me, for sure.
Yeah,
I disagree with the audience score, but I understand the audience score.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. And you would recommend it, I would recommend it.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's it. So, I think we've beaten this one to death. Hey.
Wow.
So I think that's
Why are you celebrating someone's death?
No, like the movie.
The movie's
the
death.
movie.
Gotcha.
It's like our triumph over the film.
Gotcha.
So, if you guys want to reach out to us at DrunkGuysonChickFlicks on Instagram, at DGOCF on Twitter, DrunkGuysonChickFlicks@gmail.com.
Oh, wait. I wanted to say someone actually reached out to us.
Okay, hit me. Hey, hit me.
So user Jesus Cara on Instagram reached out saying, hey, this is a while ago, basically saying a lot of nice things about us and asking us if Moonstruck was on our list and that we should get to that because it's a classic.
I love Moonstruck and it is 100% on my list. And I've been saying that for a while.
Yeah.
But I was like kind of leaving it for like a milestone episode. Okay. But yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much for reaching out.
Jesus Cara.
Jesus Cara.
Jesus Cara?
That's actually great.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
So we'll get Moonstruck in rotation pretty soon.
Yeah, that's true. So again, reach out to us on the ways I just mentioned.
And maybe we'll read your comment on the air. Is this the air?
It's not the air.
All right.
Well,
good night, everyone.
That's it for Drunk Guys on Chick Flicks. See you guys next time. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye-bye.